Chris Oliveira is, of course, the Texas Department of Public Safety on another incident at the border that raised some serious concerns. You had U.S. agents who were forced to shoot a migrant who assaulted them at Eagle Pass. Chris can help you with the details far better than I can. What happened here, Chris, exactly?
Well, good morning, Neil. Thanks for having me on. So, of course, we talk about the border, and as you just reported earlier, you see how dire the situation is and how you have individuals, illegal immigrants from these special interest countries that have ties to terrorism that are able to attempt to breach military bases. So it really shows the vulnerabilities of our border. But also talking about this incident in El Paso, Texas, where border agents are actually confronting illegal immigrants that do want to cause harm. These are not your typical, individuals that want to turn themselves in. These are individuals that have criminal backgrounds that are violent. And we see it firsthand when they attempt to assault agents or anybody that's working along the border, and they're having to use deadly force. So it really shows how dangerous the situation is along the border when you don't know who you're going to encounter. We experience it all the time as well with our state police officers as well, that we don't know exactly who we're going to encounter. That's why it makes this situation on the border much more dangerous, not knowing who's coming across, the unknown, and who you're dealing with.
Well, what I notice in just covering this, Chris, and you know far more than I, of course, that whoever is coming, so an increasing number of them are getting more aggressive, and they don't mind getting more aggressive, and they don't mind being videotaped doing so when we talk about the cartels. So it's getting more brazen. What can you tell us?
You're absolutely correct, Neil. These organizations, these criminals that are coming across, especially from Mexico, the cartels that do have some type of association or affiliated with some of these individuals that are coming across, are very aggressive towards law enforcement. They are brazen. They don't take into account the fact that they operate pretty much with impunity, because we've seen that firsthand in some of these cases where some of these illegal immigrants that do assault police officers or anybody that's on the border, and then they get let go, they get released. Now that creates a more higher alert for law enforcement that's working on the border, because now these criminals, these dangerous people that are coming across, have these violent tendencies to assault our agents or our state troopers, whoever's working on the front lines, because of the aggressiveness that they're able to show. So makes it much more dangerous when you don't know exactly who you're dealing with, the type of people that are coming across, and what their intentions are in terms of their, towards law enforcement.
Yeah, the one thing I find more true, we know the record numbers who are trying to get in here, that we know. But I worry about those who are never caught, the so-called gotaways. And those numbers are rocketing. We have some graphics to show people at home here. What's happening now, and what's leading to so many, when they cross, they're never found?
This has always been an issue, gotaways. We've always talked about this for the last 3 years. And of course, the numbers have always fluctuated. We talk about 1.6 million, from a law enforcement perspective. I can tell you that number is much higher, because that's just more of an estimate. That's based off what you see on a camera image or a sensor. There's really no telling how many people are associated with a particular group. So that number is much higher. Now in Texas, of course, Neil, the last 3 years, we talked about this numerous times on your show, is that we have been using every resource at our disposal, trying to go after some of these criminals, trying to decrease the number of illegal border crossings. And we have been successful. It was very challenging, but of course, the last 3 years, now Texas is no longer the hotspot for illegal border crossings. We are down to 72% overall, and now we have shifted that activity towards the West, California, and Arizona. So because of our efforts, so it really shows what Texas is doing, stepping up.
Chris, I don't envy your job, but man, oh man, do I admire how you're going about it. Very good seeing you. Thank you again.